Yes, sir. Well, that's right. Well, we got in the party.
Hey, how are you?
No, everybody just line up. There's not gonna be a sign up.
I'm away from all the school stuff right now, so I don't even think about taking a break while we're all through. And I'm far enough away from it myself. I don't think about it. Yeah, I think I did that one or two times. And it was always carry on with the class. I think I took a pencil sharpener on the airplane with this. I got in trouble for that.
Yes. You're
Creative.
Wow.
You went right there after the keys last night. You went straight there and trespassed before your house.
Sure, I'll work on it and stuff. I think I've had one get through in like a toiletry bag before. Yeah, they do.
Let's pray. Father, thank you so much once again for allowing us to assemble here tonight. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for the people who made the choice to be here tonight. And I pray that you simply let us conduct the business decently and in order. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Mayor, that we go forward with the agenda planning.
Second, all in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous. Okay, DOT, utility worker housing season.
DOT, reached out to us some time ago and indicated that they would be completing work on State Road 2 from Highway 77, roughly there around, Hardy, out to, what's called Spring Branch Bridge.
That home street.
Holmes, yes. And the city does have infrastructure in that area. So we worked with DOT, providing them the information that they requested. which it does have to go through an approval process through FDOT, but DOT has determined that they will pay for the infrastructure improvements related to that project, which means it's not gonna cost the city anything. They will have a contractor that will actually complete the work, and some of our public works and wastewater treatment guys will be on site when the work is being completed, just to monitor the quality of work. But, I have a resolution here that I need to read by title only. We need action so that I can provide this back to DOT so that we can enter into the agreement related to them using their contractors. Whereas the state of Florida Department of Transportation, hereinafter referred to as FDOT, proposes to construct or reconstruct a transportation facility identified above, herein referred to as the project. Whereas in order for the FDOT to proceed with the project, it is necessary for the city of Graceville, herein referred to as the UAO, to execute and deliver the FDOT agreement identified as utility work by highway contractor agreement at FDOT expense, herein referred to as the agreement. So I just need a motion and a second to move forward with execution of this resolution and the agreement.
Okay, wish of the commission.
So moved.
Second, any discussion?
I've got one, says that our work should be completed by December 1st. You feel pretty good about that?
Yes. The heavy lifting will be done by their contractors. It's
Okay.
minimal.
It does seem to be minimal, but I
Yes.
thought that was pretty aggressive, but you're good with that.
Yes, we're good with that.
Very good, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so, all in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous.
I'm requesting authorization to, surplus 2 vehicles that are basically, engines are gone, they're really not worth fixing at this point. They are salvaged. I'm requesting to surplus them for salvage purposes. The first one is a 2005 F-150, last 4 digits of the VIN number 6494. A 1996 F-150 white in color, last 4 digits 6742. So I would just like a motion and a second to surplus these, for salvage.
Okay, wish of the commission.
I make a motion, Mr. Mayor, to allow authorization to surplus these 2 Ford trucks.
Second, okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. Okay, unanimous.
Item number 3 is rescheduling the November meeting due to Veterans Day. The staff recommendation is rescheduling it to November 18th at 6 o'clock. So we just need a motion and a second to do that.
Okay. Wish of the commission.
Make a motion to change it to the 18th. Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. It is unanimous. 18.
Item number 4 is establishing trick or treating. As many of y'all know, the city participates extensively, in the Autumn Fest. Really kind of organizes all of the community outreach, the community involvement. A lot of people still enjoy traditional trick or treating. And so that being said, we're requesting that the commission establish, formal trick or treating on 10/30 from 5 to 7, which basically will run concurrently with Autumn Fest. The 31st, and we've talked about this in previous meetings, the 31st is a very big football game, Cottondale and Graceville. So there will be a lot of traffic, a lot of moving about, and this just seems to be a safer option.
That's on Thursday.
Yes, it'll be Thursday.
We've combined it at the same time with Autumn Fest last 2 or 3 years.
Yes, we have. We have. It just allows some continuity. Yes, Autumn Fest will be still taking place down at the Civic Center. Mhm.
You got a comment?
As a parent that takes my child every single year, when we try to do it on other days, it doesn't work. The older citizens are gonna do it on Halloween. That's just their tradition. We actually talked about it at the Women's Club meeting last week, and most of them were happy about it being separate. If you do it 4 to 6 or 4:30 to 6:30, you're gonna bypass that traffic. And then you're also gonna get more people at Autumn Fest because they're not trying to trick or treat and get to Autumn Fest. I mean, I don't know how many in here do door to door, but we do it every year, and when they try to change the dates, it's never worked because your older citizens are gonna do it on the 31st no matter what.
It's just not got so dangerous to do it that way again, to me.
Do you do door to door often?
You know, they go door to door, it's just so dangerous now.
Not in the right
Time
neighborhood.
be done changed, it be done got dark, you got kids running up and down the road and stuff. To me, when we out there, we most safer than anything.
Well, time doesn't change until the following weekend, so it will still be daylight from 4:30 to 6:30. Like I said, I just know what we've discussed in other clubs, and most of your older citizens aren't going to do it on the 30th. They're going to do it on the 31st, even if it's not established.
So, and the game starts at
7.
I tend to agree, you know, I just kinda like the traditional way of doing it myself, you know,
Can I speak? I know our neighborhood is pretty frequented and we're helping do stuff at Autumn Fest. And so it would honestly be easier for us because, you know, I like to have somebody at my house because we had a lot of kids last year. But then I don't want to miss helping with Autumn Fest. So it would be easier, I feel like, on the citizens, but I mean, we'll make it work either way. But just a comment. Yeah.
okay, so what's the commission?
Yeah, it's on the 31st. Keep it tradition on the 31st.
And what time is
You
it?
say from 4 to 6.
Either 4 to 6 or 4:30 to 6:30 has been the past times because it allowed people to try to make it to Autumn Fest, and you're not hitting nighttime either, and you're not hitting daytime.
So we're gonna have all the fest and trick or treat Friday night, that what you're saying?
No, just trick or treat on Friday night. Right.
Autumn Fest on Thursday night, trick or treat on Friday.
I'll make a motion to have, all fest on Thursday night and trick or treat on the 31st.
The times?
Time, y'all say from 4 to 6, 4:30 to 6 o'clock for the, trick or treat.
That'll work.
Second.
We should do it.
So we've already discussed this, so everybody in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous.
We're gonna move on to grant writing. So since our last meeting, the fire department construction has reached substantial completion. We're working on punch list, items. We anticipate those being completed and it being turned over, within 30 to 45 days. So, good progress there. Fire truck is still on, task for delivery in February of 26. The MO 112, which is the water hardening, which is SCADA generators. No, I'm sorry, that's the sewer hardening. That is the SCADA and the, generators related to the lift stations and some lift station improvements. It's been advertised for bid for contract, construction. Those bids are due in 11/6/25, so hopefully we will have some movement on that in the next meeting. MO 172 is, the water hardening, which is the generators and SCADA system as it relates to the water system. Plans and specs have been sent to DEO for, environmental and administrative review and approval. And as soon as they release those, we will get that advertised for construction. I anticipate bids being due back in sometime in January of 26 on that project. MO 174, which is the inflow and infiltration, funds, we're probably at about 65 or 70% on plans and specs as it relates to that project. That's mostly slip lining and relining of sewer lines, sewer mains, and manholes. in order to shore up some of the inflow of rainwater that we have going back into the system. Splash Pad, been working on environmental study. I've sent some information to DEO as it relates to the specific site. We opened bids on administration and engineering. It was a sole source situation that has been forwarded to DEO for their review and approval for us to move forward with awarding those agreements. A fluid pipe project, those bids came in over the amount of money that we have for construction, by about $75,000. So I went back to the funding agency and requested additional funds to complete the project as designed. We were hopeful to have an answer today. We had another Zoom meeting with them this morning. They do not have an answer yet about the additional funds. So I anticipate probably sometime in the November meeting, we'll circle back around and talk about that. They've been pretty receptive to trying to find the funds. I think it's just a matter of them being able to find the funding source within their agency. Cliff and Second, we're at 90% plans and specs were submitted to DOT, and I'm going to turn this over to Howell Alden in just a second. They were here, let them talk about it a little bit more, but we turned the plans and specs over to DOT. DOT had some questions. I believe those questions have been addressed, but even better news, and I know that we've reached some fatigue with the community related to that project, but if you recall, we were waiting to get on a work schedule and work plan for a full replacement of that bridge. And we had to hold up actually repairing the bridge to the point that it could be open and be usable until we could get that commitment from DOT. And a week ago, we got the commitment from them, and then it had actually been approved for a full replacement on the DOT fiscal year 2030 work plan. So that's good news. That frees us up to get moving. All of the city infrastructure work as far as the water has been addressed. The lines have been replaced on the front end of us coming through and doing that paving. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, Tommy, and let you talk a little bit more
I'll
about it.
ask you a question, just clarification, to get moving, you're talking about to repair the bridge so we can actually use it between that.
The paving, repairing of the bridge, all of it. As soon
That's
as
been
we-
approved, but that won't happen until 2030.
No, the full replacement. We will do the paving and we will repair the bridge enough that it will pass inspection, and then the bridge will be fully repaired in 2030. I'm gonna turn it over to John.
Okay, very good.
I'm Tommy Jones with Ollie Howell. Made some notes here, but I didn't bring my reading glasses, so I'm not sure what I wrote. No pens. Yeah, we are preparing the plans for the rehab of the bridge itself at Little Creek, as well as reconstruction of Second Avenue, resurfacing and widening Cliff Street. We posted 90% submitted to the department for review at the end of September. Their review period ended yesterday with not any real substantial comments. A handful of things we'll have to address. There's one overhead telephone line at Little Creek Bridge that we need to follow up with AT&T to determine if they can protect that. If it is in fact in conflict, if they need to relocate it. So there's a little bit of utility coordination still to take place. Also, speaking of utilities, there are a few sanitary sewer manholes and water valves that are the cities that I need to work up an estimate and get back to SWAT teams to quantify those and prepare costs, because that is something the department won't cover as part of this agreement, as part of this type project. So those adjustments, as the service and operation takes place, will have to be on the city's dime. So I need to get that estimate to you.
Yes, please.
So once we address the 90% comments and this last bit of utility coordination, we plan to provide the 100% plans for review. Next week is our plan. That will give us time to finalize plans, resubmit them back to the city along with the bid documents. Once the DOT's review of the 100% plans are done, they don't review bid documents. That's on us prepared for you guys. So that'll follow their review. So having said that, with those last few things that we need to accomplish, The only other thing to report is that the expiration of the city's agreement with the department expires at the end of this month. So I reached out to Ms. Showalter, and she recommended that the city go ahead and process a request for an extension, which is a form and just a letter on the city's letterhead that states what we're out to accomplish and what we lack, and they extend those through quarters, so that'll be through the end of December. But our plan is to wrap this up next month at the latest, because once we get this 100% plan dispute done, all we gotta do is address comments and put the bid packs together and get it back to you guys. So I did prepare that extension request. I don't know if you saw it in your email, but justification paragraph that you can use, form and all that. So I've never seen one rejected, so that should be easy enough.
And to Tommy's point, I think DOT, you know, they've understood that, you know, part of these questions that they've had as it related to the bridges, they were also trying to work with Howell all day and come to a solution that would work for that bridge. That bridge has some structural issues that are challenging.
We really
To say
only
the
want to touch
least.
it once, and that's the thing. If there was any way we could possibly fix it one time, as a replacement, as a reconstruction, as a culvert or something, and so that's what's kind of taking the clock as far out as it has.
It's gonna be very challenging.
So as far as this project, we've got bid documents in November. I guess you guys can think about when you want to set your advertisement and get your inspectors lined up. A CCNA is required for whoever you intend to use to inspect. They'll need all that in place, and then once they sign off, you can advertise and we'll go with it. Any other questions?
Very good, thank you for all you've done.
Yes, sir.
Tom.
It's been fun.
All right, project updates. Of course, we are deep in Harvest Festival. That's coming up this Saturday. Friday, we have homecoming, Autumn Fest, trick or treating, and amnesty days. We've got a large quantity of vendors. We're at 9. It's big. It's gonna be a big festival this weekend. A lot of work's going into it, but I think it's gonna be really good. So look forward to it. It's a project, that's for sure. But any other questions or comments, anything that we can address as staff? All right, Mr. Meyer.
Okay, code enforcement.
We don't have any new updates on code enforcement. I do wanna make a reminder to everybody, that we can go out and make complaints ourselves. If any of you have any complaints, please contact the police department.
Okay, do you have any citizen comments?
I have a couple questions.
Come to the podium, please.
I have some questions on records requests. I sent in a request in August. I received a generic invoice. I asked for an itemized invoice, quite some time ago. And, it took 5 emails over several weeks to get a response of basically, you already received this, we'll adjust the fees if it doesn't amount to this. 533 pages at 15 cents a piece does not break it down to the documents that I requested, how many pages are in each document. And another thing that I have emailed through Gmail, so both of these two were CC'd in it. Those emails are public record. So how long are they archived for? And how do we request those? And what safeguards are in place? I'm assuming, I don't know, that contracts with DOT or whoever, come in probably through email. So all of that is liable with it being a Gmail account and not a secure business or company account. So how can we get that fixed, and how can we get our records requests answered?
Sounds like a legal question, legal. We could refer to Frank. He's on the phone.
I'll be glad to send him a copy of this and CC the city in it, if you'll just provide an email address.
I just have a comment about people driving by and they looking at their phones and holding, got the knee on the steering wheel or something and not paying attention to what they're doing. You got a lot of people that don't and could almost run off the road or hit somebody, you know? And the other day, I was blowing out in front of my house, blowing dirt away, and this red truck, I looked back and it seen, and I looked back and he was like about a block away. I come back, he come over, almost onto my highway trying to run me over. The red truck. I know who it is, but I couldn't make a report and there was nobody in there the next day or something. And another thing, I think that across from where Father College used to be, I don't know, there's a building there, people, and I looked around, no cars were coming, and this Honda come out there, didn't even hop the horn or nothing. I just looked, it just come out of the building about a block halfway, and just speeding. I said, you know, I was like, well, you hung the horn. It's very simple. Instead of driving right by me, he was about 3 feet away from me. You know, I guess I should look a little bit more and keep better looking, but this is getting ridiculous. And that's all I wanted to say, y'all.
Alright, anything said? Any more comments?
I do sometimes get a response from emails, just not all the time, not even an acknowledgement. That really needs to change. And that goes with both of them. It's a bad act they've got. Another thing is the agenda not being posted in advance on the city website. There's no way that I'm able to go to City Hall before they close at 4 to pick up a copy, which then makes it hard for me to decide am I going to the Chipley meeting or the Graceville meeting, because I don't know what's on the agenda. That's really not normal. Nobody else does that. Even Washington County often posted a week and 2 weeks in advance agendas. We can't even really get it same day. Is there a contract completed with the demo of the fire station? The $20,000 bid that was maybe written or verbal?
No,
There's
no,
not?
it's not a contract.
All right, in addition to the $20,000 demo bid, what is the current cost of the environmental study that you have just recently initiated? I think it's Southern Earth or...
It's somewhere around $2,000.
That's just for one study, and we're still waiting on the report. So there's additional studies. Do we have any idea what all the studies are gonna be? Historic, environmental?
It's just, man, there's been an initial work done.
Stop my time.
There's no cost, there's no cost for someone to come with that company, to come up and look to see what would be.
I understand the walkthrough process, but there's a report being done. There's gonna be more studies on asbestos and other stuff.
There is basically nothing in there. There is,
Well, I haven't seen the report, but I'm sure we can probably get a copy of that.
you know, that's.
So you're saying we don't need any other funding? Nothing to pay anything other than the 2,000?
The report will stand for itself. Once we get a report, we'll know where we are.
Okay, well, you said at the last meeting that was the contractor's job to do the studies. But after I spoke, you prompted to start rolling the ball because, well, you had to. Not that you knew that, but. Oh, I see. So when do you anticipate having a contract? Are you now gonna get bids from other people just to see if it costs that?
We'll just see what the environmental says.
So as it stands, we're just gonna stay at the $20,000 bid?
We're gonna see what the environmental says.
So just like you don't like to shop around if it's an AT&T, I'm going to shop off a bid for demo either. Okay, that's just how we're gonna roll, I get it. Is it true that a mural has been approved to be painted by the city commissioners privately owned building to be funded by the Graceville Arts League suggested by the city? She didn't stop my time. Answer my question. She didn't, I asked her to stop, she didn't stop my time. And I asked her.
I did, and she took her time, she done this, she had already asked, and it took her several seconds before she stopped it.
Can you just answer that question, it's the last thing I got?
What was the question?
Is it true that a mural is slated to be painted and it's been approved by the Graceville Arts League on the city commissioner's private building at your suggestion?
I suggested doing it at the civic center. So that's on the arts league. The arts
So
league
you
made
didn't
that
suggest
decision.
it?
The arts league made that decision. My
Did you
decision-
suggest it?
No, I did not. I
Yeah.
suggested doing it at the civic center on the side of the bathroom walls.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Is that enough comment?
I'm real concerned about us not having the police able to have the hand. We've already lost another one tonight, or, well, this week, Saturday night. Okay? The sheriff's department is not doing their job in a timely manner. And is this what we want for the citizens of Graceville?
So you saying that in a timely manner, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, you know, it taking 20 minutes, 25 minutes to answer calls.
So you saying that someone made a call and it took them 20 minutes to get there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chief, is that, accurate?
It was the sheriff's office, they were covering for us, the other night.
So what was the time limit from the call, from when they actually made the call?
It's right there close to 20 minutes.
Do you have,
I don't have it right in front of me.
It was 17 minutes, Judge.
That's
Yeah.
15 minutes too long.
Yeah, it was about 16, 17 minutes.
You know, you had Friday night an incident where you had a second gun wound, and you did have one officer on, and then you had a backup officer that had to come from the bingo, and then it took 20-something minutes for the sheriff's department. So this is how that's working out. You know, talking about budget cuts and all, you know, you got a new computer program on the water bills. Why do you even need Kayla there? This could be a budget cut. That's $45,000 a year. Well,
okay, is that it?
Real quick, I know we're getting ready to open the fire station. I just wanted to make a suggestion or request that on next month's agenda, there be a line on there. I suggest that the station be dedicated to Chief Dennis, over 30 years of service to the city, that come up with some kind of plaque or something to go on that station. Not with dates or anything on it, but that the station is dedicated in his name.
A mural.
That sounds good.
oh,
Put that in consideration. Just talk about it.
At least you can.
Something like that.
We'll put that as an action item.
Okay, Dr. Nick. So, Bill, I'll address, you and I talked,
And, you know, everything's gonna change. It ain't nothing changing.
well, we're in a situation where, in one night, we had, the chief had gotten in touch with the sheriff's department, they were covering one night. That happened to be the night that happened. I don't know what the proper response times are, but it's, I don't know what anybody should expect. I don't know. But, we don't need to get into the personal nature of the call and all that kind of stuff. But, there's always room for improvement, and there's always a way to critique and be critical of stuff. We don't need to get into, public argument about it. You and I have already talked about it. We're working on trying to make things better. I had a conversation with the manager, she's had a conversation with administration of the police department, and we're trying to make this better. So, Ms. Regina, in regards, that is my building you're talking about, and that is of no benefit to me to have that mural on the wall, but it is something that probably will make town better. I see that they're working on that.
If you ever sell it and it's just painted over, I mean.
It's my building. If I decide I want to paint over it, I can paint over it. And I'm allowing them to use that. I'm not charging them anything for that. That's not gonna be something that's gonna benefit anyone, one iota. In regards to the old city hall, the old fire station, whatever you want to refer to, that is a situation where if you know very much about deconstruction, that you know that is, there's nobody gonna tear that down. This man in the community is offering to do this, and I asked him to do that. This is not something he's gonna make a lot of money on. He's giving back to this city because he lives here. He's got a business right out here on the adjacent part of it looks good on his business. He will be doing us a favor if we do that. I guarantee you, if we spend any kind of money advertising this, he's not gonna have any competition in tearing that down. If somebody else wants to come along and tear that down, they'd be welcome.
We never know, because
Yeah, we do know.
You said to me, no one would do the lawyer stuff for what we're paying our current attorney. And that's false. Michelle Jordan's been working since 2011 to current for $500 a month retainer, so much an hour, and so much for other special stuff she has to do regarding real estate, magistrate stuff. So she just asked for a raise.
I'm not addressing.
But you told me no one would do it for that money. You're now saying you wanted this done, you want this guy to do it, and that seems a little odd. You don't know what other small businesses, we never know because they don't like to bid stuff out, and that's why we sort of wonder how can we go forward if we're still doing backward stuff. Put it out to bid. Show the money. Show us everybody else. And there's a lot of doctrine that can be done. You know, we know how all that works. We've seen it in Lynn Haven, Washington County, and all over. Little tips of how to bid. I mean, we get it. But when you're not doing it and you're not transparent, that's what's creating all this toxicity.
Yeah, well, so anyway, all right, so I appreciate you all coming. I just wish that we had a little bit more help and less hindrance in trying to move forward, trying to get some of this stuff done. And we just trying to do the best we can do, and I think we're getting it done. So always gonna be room for criticism. I think some of it is being unrealistic.
It's a suggestion.
It is a suggestion.
Be glad I mentioned the environmental. Be glad of that.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for taking advantage of addressing your government. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank y'all for coming out, and also make sure your kids
be safe, keep an eye on them doing trick or treating and all, but very important. Yeah, I have it. All right, thanks, y'all. I'll follow, take care of all this stuff. We know we ain't gonna, we got happy with all of this stuff. We just all trying to do the best we can. We're looking out for everybody, you know. We ain't just looking out for one little bunch. We're looking out for everybody, and I honestly think if, you know, you have a little bit more patience and stuff, you know, with our community and stuff, you know, all of this stuff will work out, and we'll, the city is moving. You know, that's the thing that I like. I know the city is moving. I see different things and stuff. I go to people's houses, you know, and stuff, and I always talk to them and stuff. And if we can just all, you know, kind of just start working together now, I think we can get this city to keep on popping up and stuff. And that's the biggest thing we need right now. We need to work together and stuff. And I'm for it. They for it too. And if we can get all, you know, community to get all above everything, I think we'll continue on moving up. And we appreciate y'all.
Okay, I don't think about your comment, and really, like, for instance, tonight we was talking about the Halloween trick or treat, and when the community came together in this room, and they began to voice their opinions, and then we began to just come, and instead of what we was talking about doing already, you guys came in and said, hey, look, why don't you think about doing this? Because, you know, me, I have grandkids. I mean, you know, most of us don't have little kids. And so that's where the community come in and they begin to voice their opinion, but they're the ones with the little. And so if we continue to do that, work together, and just bringing all of us together, and then because, like, for instance, your eyes is looking at something different than what we may see because, you know, like, for instance, a lot of us have grandkids somewhere else. So when we looking at out of you guys' eyes, we can make this place a better place. And so we just continue to come together as a whole, as a community, not looking at something to pick at, but just make it better. Because I mean, I can even find flaws in everything. I don't know what it is, you can always find a flaw. So when you mess around and get together and we all just looking, trying to get to a certain destination in life, we can make Graceville a better place. And it's good to hear your comments. You know, they're not overlooked. You know, I hear your comments, you know, and so we're going to see what we can do to try to make Graceville a lot better place. Okay, thank you.
Can I just make a small suggestion, when it comes to like things like trick or treat, like, I know it's not huge, but maybe put it in the newspaper or something so the whole community can have suggestions, come time in a meeting instead of feeling like blindsided.
Well, see, if they're going to do that, like trick or treat, everybody knows trick or treat this week, so we got to meet now, so we know it's coming up, so this will be a good time.
Have a good one.
I did. He told me he said that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to sign it. Not that anybody can read it. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Sam, good to see you.
See, so I got a picture of your nose for the front page.
Oh, yay!
You look really good.